Am I the asshole for calling police on a neighbor after she keyed my car because of books I write? I'm a single woman in my early 30s, making my living writing and self-publishing adult fiction. By adult fiction, I mean adult fiction, with majority of the plot being steamy. I don't typically tell people what I write, but I do tell them I write books for a living under a pen name. And if you're questioning my writing abilities, I have an editor to correct my mistakes. I am not hiding it per se, but I'm not telling everyone I meet what I do for a living, and none of my neighbors knew, only a bunch of friends. I live in a house alone. Pretty much all of my neighbors are either young families or retired couples. My next door neighbor is a young couple. We've been polite to each other, but haven't been close or anything. Lately, the husband, let's call him Roger, became very friendly towards me, which I tried to ignore, but he's been getting too flirty for my liking, and I started avoiding him. They had a barbecue over the bank holiday weekend, and I was taking rubbish out to put in my bin. Roger looked at me, waved hi, and whispered something to his friend, and they both watched me very carefully, which was incredibly creepy. On my way through my garden, I saw Roger's wife, Dahlia, leaving the house with her friend, and they both looked at me with disgust and whispered something to each other. It was weird, and I hurried back inside. The next morning, I found some religious leaflets put through my letterbox. They were just printed on normal printer paper and were warning about lustful behavior leading to hell, etc. Threw them away, but kept finding similar leaflets put through my letterbox for the next week. Since I am working from home, I decided to see who's leaving those leaflets, and to my surprise, it was Dahlia. I decided to confront her and ask her to stop putting religious leaflets through my door. Despite me being polite, she was not happy. She told me that I should rethink my life because what I write is disgusting. It's pretty vanilla. And she found her husband reading it at night, and you can imagine doing what. She kept going on, how I am going to burn in hell, how I have no morals, etc. Well, I told her to stay away from me and discuss this with her husband, and I closed the door in her face. Don't know who, but someone told them what I do for a living. A day later, I found the word slut painted on my door. A few days later, I caught her keying my car. She was almost done with the word whore. Well, I called the police on her, and since I installed cameras after the slut incident, she is being taken to court over keying my car. I talked to my other neighbor about it because she asked about the police, and she told me that I went overboard, that Dahlia was clearly insecure, but she's a lovely woman and a great mother, and I should have talked to her instead of calling the police and give her a chance to change her behavior. Am I the asshole for calling the police and not giving Dahlia a chance?
Oh, fuck off. You did. You talked to her.
You did.
You said stop leaving leaflets in my mailbox, and then she escalated. I'm calling the police.
Just because, okay, like this excuse is like, oh, she's a mother, she's a good woman. That's like, okay.
No, you're not.
If a murderer is a brother, a good man,
Or just a mother.
a mother, anybody, like, okay, you're gonna excuse his behavior because he's good in one aspect of his life and not another.
Right?
What a shit excuse.
You harassed me, you destroyed my property, and then you keyed my car. So
Why would you be delusional not to think that I would call the police on you?
yeah, and then I'd ask the neighbor, I'd be like, do you want to pay for all of the damages?
Yeah, exactly.
And tell you what, you go talk to her and you make sure she doesn't do it again. Or
You have to be freaking crazy
to not do anything.
No, to key a car.
Oh, yeah.
Because of a book she wrote, because you're so insecure that your husband is reading it.
Right? And how'd they even
Let's
find out?
get to the root of the problem here.
How'd they even find out?
Yeah.
Like, she writes them under an anonymous name.
Yeah.
So how did she even find out?
Yeah, right? Top comment. Not the asshole. When people harass you and commit crimes against you, you call the police. Absolute 0 shades of gray in that.
It's a pun.
Oh, and then there's an edit. Genuinely didn't realize the pun in this until everyone mentioned it. I was going to leave that edit out.
No, that's the good part.
That's funny. Shades of gray.
Bro, this neighbor's psycho.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy they don't have any neighbor drama like that.
All right. Back to you.
Okay.